There's never been a program more stuck in the past than the Nebraska Cornhuskers. If Back to the Future were written today, they'd have a side quest on their entire program. Once a staple of college football has turned into an ever-rotting corpse of the program that once was. And unlike many of the other jokes in the era of this sport, I've got some personal beef with you. A classic home-and-home series dropped with my Vols because you wanted to polish your stadium renovations. If you Google search the word vagina, your program's name would be the first thing to come up. Running away from a non-conference Power 5 game is leveled in so much irony that we have to unload the history books on you to rub the salt in. So sit down, grab the popcorn and the Scott Frost jersey, and explore the glory of the Cornhusker. Once upon a yesteryear, Nebraska was good at football. While it took them a while to get into national relevance, nobody's alive today that remembers the foundation of the eventual powerhouse of the late 20th century. Bob Devaney was the coach that set up Nebraska for perennial success. He owned the Big Eight like nobody else could, and became the sole reason other than Omaha that people remembered Nebraska was a state. He's known mostly as the guy who gave the Huskers their first national title in back-to-back seasons. Though it was revolutionary for the Corn Eaters, this was only the foundation of what they would later become. Once the baton was passed to offensive coordinator Tom Osborne, Nebraska hit the peak of their potential and became a program of which would be feared for decades. They were in the title conversation yearly and almost backed it up a bunch of times. His pound the rock style of football was a testament to the legacy he left behind. His teams had muscle, weight, and most of all, power. Lining up against them was like trying to suplex one of those giant-ass box TVs your grandfather has. On that same TV was where Nebraska saw the absolute peak of their program. Once they joined the Big 12 in '94, they became the embodiment of the conference. You can thank Connor Stallions because that '97 title is completely yours to claim. At the end of the '97 season, however, Osborne, after a long career of coaching, had to say farewell in order to pursue a career in politics, something much more toxic than football. Behind him, though, lies a program at the height of its talent, the top of the college football landscape. There's no way this will start a streak of shortcomings, incompetence, and football aneurysms that make the best talking point is how good you were at 3-9. We've only seen things like that with, Miami, and Texas, and Tennessee, Look at us. We haven't lost a Big 12 conference game in the history of our program.
Newcomb, all day to throw. Deep, intercepted! Picked off by Cedric Curry.
Well, we still have our home streak.
Crouch and on 4th and 6, fires high, incomplete. Texas takes over at the 49-yard line.
Well, at least you're not going 8-4, right?
Back in 99. Here's the game. Is there holiday magic in Crouch's arm? He uncorks one. Incomplete. The game is over.
Congratulations on your worst season since the 60s. Give a standing ovation to yourself. Frank Solich is back. Nebraska is back. Red hot in the Big 12. Who cares if we just lost a regular season game to Major Applewhite? We got revenge in the Big 12 championship. Your answer to that is the ACC, who once upon a yesteryear was good. So just like that 4th and 7 attempt on Texas, get cucked. Also, how the hell do you only beat Southern Miss by a touchdown? We've returned to #1 in the nation. The media still believes in us, and we know that the media is always right. Except they forgot that Josh Heupel in Oklahoma were on a death spree and wanted your big red blood along with the rest. Now we know why Nebraska ran away from Heupel today. There's still a shot at a remarkable 11-1 season, though.
Crouch, looking, throwing, incomplete!
The bane of the Big 12 got you. But hey, you remember the Alamo? You won though. Wait, that's reserved for Texas, my bad. It's time to be great. The script is going exactly as it should. Beat Notre Dame at home, watch Eric Crouch win the Heisman, beat Oklahoma in a top 5 matchup. How can you screw this one up? By letting a group of Buffaloes run you over with a defensive performance equal to Diddy's lawyer. Well, hey, you still made the national title game, just to let a group of convicts run you over with a defensive performance equal to Diddy's lawyer. The physicality of your 90s brethren is getting outshadowed by the Miami men's third leg. Though Nebraska is still a top 5 team yearly, no way a collapse for the team could ever come. A collapse came. Miami's clapping of you paved the way for your rivals in the Big 12 to follow suit. Memorial Stadium became its literal namesake, a memorial for the 90s teams that didn't flop on the field. When you're letting Kansas State put up over 400 rushing yards on you, it might be time to reconsider your life choices. Worst of all, they brought upon extra torture by making you play an extra regular season game, ensuring a 7-7 season. Incompetence being outdone by dumber incompetence. Sure hope that's not a trend. An easy schedule was your blessing. You skated by mediocrity in the Big 12 to get shafted by the higher echelon competition you did play. No matter how bad Kansas State is though, they still disemboweled you. Despite getting over the Colorado hump, the Nebraska administration couldn't have given less of a big red shit. The guillotine was dropped ages ago, but just like your offense, it experiences major jet lag. There it goes. Nebraska fans, like cannibals, started to eat each other on early internet boards. In the meantime, welcome in Mr. Bill Callahan, coach of the Oakland Raiders, who we all know is shrouded in major success. It'll be up to you to get Nebraska, as Steve Peterson put it, back to where we once were. By getting back to the days of where we once were, I'm pretty sure he didn't mean the days of World War II. But beggars can't be choosers, and certainly not if you're Nebraska. It was clear by now you've become the pawn of the football gods. 70 points let up in a ball game was your worst loss in program history, losing to Southern Miss off of 5 turnovers, a West Coast offense that even the grass itself could stop, and worst of all, a losing season for the first time in 40 years.
Wow!
Hodges, quick drop, can't find anybody, rolling and looking into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas Tech!
You know the empire is decomposed when Nebraska fans are happy about 8-4, especially when you consider one of those losses being a raw dogging to Kansas. So many bad records being broken this year that you might as well start hanging banners as a reminder to everyone of what you once were. Well, thanks to conference mutilation, you've won your Big 12 division. Welcome back to the Big 12 Championship. I wish I could surprise you with how this part goes, but I'm sure you already know how it goes. You're a Nebraska fan, so it's your natural instinct to think doom every time you can. But year 4 should be where Callahan gets his guys into the system for his West Coast offense. Just watch the glory unfold. You've done it. You finally managed to find an offense. It only took you 4 years of Callahan's tomfoolery. However, in the process, you forgot how to field a suitable defense. So guess what? More records!
Anderson, the infield, and sorry for him. Touchdown number 4 on the day for McAnderson, and can you say 75 points?
Play action, boot. Here comes Robinson. He'll walk in. Touchdown Cowboys. When they come off the corner, running play. Here goes Charles. 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Ellis, look at this.
Well, Peterson at least got his wish. You're back to where you once were. Good luck finding another Bob Devaney.
You need to leave!
With the caning of Callahan, coordinator Bo Pelini was promoted to take over in an attempt to quickly right the sinking ship. Let's see how that goes. Swimmingly, is what I wish I could say.
Plenty of time for Gans. Now, intercepted, it's over. Jamar Wall saves the day.
By the way, did you miss giving up 60 points? Guess what? You found a way to do it again. Spectacular job.
Excellent work!
Welcome back, Bill Callahan. The record may not show it, but the performance on one side of the ball tells the tale. The defense was one of which even Lincoln Riley could be elite with, and meanwhile, the passing game made 2024 Oklahoma look like a cannon. Even the monstrous tank among men known as Ndamukong Suh can't overcome the magic of 8 turnovers in a single game. Somehow, Nebraska used one side of the football to bullshit their way into the Big 12 Championship in an attempt to spoil the return of Texas. The result?
And 13, roll pocket right, throw it out of bounds and stop the clock. Wait a minute, did the game end? Nebraska thinks it's over.
After further review, there's 1 second left on the game clock. For everything.
Well, fuck.
Texas goes to Pasadena.
Can't catch a break.
Alright, Nebraska, you've learned your lesson. Don't walk into 2010 with a cornucopia of defensive talent just to piss it away with a phone brain level offense. Somehow, Nebraska used one side of the football to bullshit their way into the Big 12 Championship in an attempt to spoil the return of Oklahoma. The result?
That'll do it. Oklahoma goes to the desert.
There is a silver lining to come from this result though. While Nebraska isn't title contender level, they are a decent team again. A few more years in the Big 12 and they'll be right back to playing for a title yearly. Your first year in the Big 10. It's time to make a statement. That statement being you are not built for this. Mutilations to Michigan, Wisconsin, and ref ball. Give them a few more years though and they'll surely be on top of the world. Your talent has revealed itself. The talent of letting every great team you play score 100 points on you. This year was also proof that while Nebraska was mid at best, they live in a luxury division amongst mid, the Big 10 West. This division was such a tank that even the Purdue Soilermakers had some great years under it. Surely, in time, you'll come somewhere where the Cornhuskers shine once again.
No timeouts for Nebraska. Nelson, quarterback, keeper, he is in! Touchdown, Minnesota!
I took everything in my power to not say two things. Call me.
Alienating your fans, I see. Brilliant move. I'm sure this won't come back to bite you at a critical moment. Oh, looky there. It's our best friend critical moment. How will you painfully f*** over Nebraska this time?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Squidtard. I'll let Nebraska take a 2-score lead on a ranked team just for this to happen.
Minnesota rushes 4. Armstrong looking, and now lobs it downfield, and a leaping catch made! Oh, the ball's out! It's picked up by Minnesota!
Let's be real. You could have won this game, but after needing a Hail Mary to beat an FCS team, your fate was already sealed.
Get the hell out of here!
They can all kiss my ass on my way out.
After this extreme tomfoolery, Nebraska's next dud in the lineup was the necromancer Mike Riley, who somehow managed to raise Oregon State from the football graveyard. I sure am interested in what history he brings.
3-man rush. Mangum, all kinds of time. Steps into the throw, in the wind, down to the goal line, and caught! Touchdown, BYU!
That's all I need to show. This wasn't the only time they got humiliated this season, but this honestly tells the entire story. Hard to get more embarrassing than that. Okay, I lied. I truthfully lied. A straight up bold-faced lie. As in the way of Nebraska football, moderate levels of incompetence are followed up by football stupidity at a level we've only seen in the worst of the worst. 'Twas a short era in time, but for Colorado fans, it was a glorious set of football embarrassment. At least this time the coach didn't go on a ballistic tirade. For the Colorado fans watching, the glory of this video is about to reach the chamber of gold, as we get into the era of which Scott Frost makes his triumphant return to the cornfields. This man took UCF from winless to perfect, so this can't possibly go wrong.
Oh no, it all went wrong!
Can we get another update on the clutch bone though?
They hit it to him. Touchdown! Georgia SEC champions!
That's about the expectation. You know, I thought Texas had it rough considering all those close losses they had, but Nebraska's clutch bone is quite literally man-tits. Useless. So useless, in fact, that it makes me think that it was a gift directly from the football gods themselves. For every close game you managed to win, you'd lose 3 more in 1 score each. You are so unclutch you're driving an automatic, and it's automatic bull elimination. Stop right there! I want to do that in college football chaos. COVID year, nobody's allowed to be happy. But before we get to the upcoming years in the making, I did want to elaborate on something I said earlier. Nebraska's clutch bone is not man-tits. It's a hook. It entices you with a wonderful piece of cheese, begging to be chewed on as it sits at the end of the hook. But the moment you bite down on the cheese, it strikes. Sends you straight up to the mouth of whatever entity awaits you. In this case, said entity is pure, unbridled despair. The football gods have deemed you unworthy of their praise, and for that, a generation's worth of torture awaits. Observe.
Throwing deep left, looking for a receiver. It is knocked down.
Gets it. Steps up. Underneath. Johnson.
To win the game. Snap. Spot.
He made his last one. Rock solid again.
Plenty of time. Flush. And almost sacked in the end zone.
O'Connell. End zone touchdown.
And intercepted.
Waiting, looking,
lofts it downfield, and it's broken up.
Rushes forward, smothers over the middle, and it's intercepted. Thompson, and it's intercepted. Van Treese up the gut. He's got space. Did he get there? He did.
It's going to be, good coverage. Run for it.
Steps up. O'Connell using his...
Abraham again. Into the end zone.
He's going to have to heave it. He does. Palmer couldn't score.
Good hole. Got it out. And it's good.
This pass, it's batted down.
Kick is up. Good hole. Kick is on its way. It is good.
Blitz right up the gut. Raiola's down. Illinois pulls it off.
Raiola over the middle and intercepted. 2nd and 15. Harburg has Barney, and then he does it.
Raiola loads up into the end zone. It is intercepted.
Snap, hole, kick.
Got it! Hawks win!
It's a miracle by the football gods that you were even granted bowl status last season. A winning season after years of endless cucking have fed your hunger for competent football. This fleeting success has fans wondering if this could be a new norm or if they are actually a bottom dweller over the Big Ten. Having Dylan Raiola sticking around convinces them that they will be fine. The administration appears to live in fear though, as they were too scared to even host a spring game. With a bigger backbone of failures than most of the Blue Bloods in recent memory, Nebraska fans wonder if the days of Devaney-Osborne were just moments of success for a bad program, or if this is a continuing stint for a good program. With the Big Ten West no longer a thing of existence, the Cornhuskers are actually going to have to try and prove to the world that they can hang with the big guys of the college football world, just so they can lose by 4. Thanks for watching, and power to Tardaria.
The whole world hero, Tom Chattel, fuck him too. Fuck him. That's what I'm going to tell him. He wants to walk out after my press conference. I'm going to say, get the fuck away from me. I'm done with you, motherfucker. I'm done with you.